If it isn't real wine from a real cellar, I can tell. This is just sour grape juice. Hello friends and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Whoa! Today we're jumping back into r/NeckbeardStories. Oh, I'm so glad. What Neckbeard story is it, you might ask? Well, I'm glad you asked, or I'm glad that I asked for you, because this is the continuation of the M Saga. We have done it in the past. I think there's 3, 4, maybe 5 videos on it, and then I just kind of let it drop because there was a lot of other stuff going on. These posts are kind of old. I don't know if people have seen them before, but somebody did request it way back when, and I'm willing to continue it now that we have some gaps in the channel. There have been some big secrets revealed about M in the previous parts, but I'm not going to spoil those. If you haven't seen it, you got to go in the description. You got to check it out. You got to watch them previous parts. That's how this whole thing works. So I'm going to try not to spoil it in this episode. These posts are probably completely out of order because it's just a mess to go sort through and find them, but I'm doing the best that I can, and I hope that you will enjoy the feast of cringe I've brought for you today. So let's go ahead, we'll get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this r/NeckbeardStories cringe. M, the anti-advertiser. Yeah, you can't let these corporations take control of your mind, bro. Yeah, that's how it works, right? You are being subliminally attacked around every corner. There's no fighting it in these days and times. You basically got to go live in a cabin in the woods if you really want to be the anti-advertiser. Anyways, M, for all the years that I knew him, had very strong opinions. Hey, me too! That alone isn't necessarily a bad thing. M, however, had the remarkable ability to so aggressively sell ideas and products and services that I would consider him the anti-advertiser. I mean, there is a fine line that you need to walk. If you see a Coca-Cola sign too many times on every corner, you can be like, I hate this fucking company. You just need to, like, trickle it in. Corporations know what they're doing. M, yeah, he's an idiot. Everybody knows that. If a Perfect Circle came on during a car trip, I fucking love Perfect Circle. It's like Tool, but without all the bullshit, whiny, preachy messages. It has no message. It's meaningless. Oh yes, let's all gather around the meaningless thing. I mean, Tool is kinda, admittedly, a bit preachy. But it's who Trent Reznor is, you know? He's trying to make purpose with his life. Perfect Circle, if it's really meaningless, they're like just out here trying to make money. So which one is more admirable to you? I definitely respect the person that's trying to find purpose with their life. Duh. This small indie game called Sunless Sea. Oh God, it's such a good one. It's not like that stupid shit you told me about. What was it? FTL? FTL is also so good. This'll make you fucking think. It's not some spaceship bullshit with stupid PC alien diversity. There's zombies and freaks though. That's fucking funny. There's rat people for those goddamn furries though. Is that not alien diversity in your opinion? Sunless Sea and FTL are basically cut from the same cloth, just done slightly different. I do prefer Sunless Sea just because of the motion of the game, and you actually get to shoot the little gun instead of just like picking what to target. But both of those games are really freaking good. Do not make me pick and choose between them. The secret world and MMO that, as far as I know, thanks to M, is Neckbeard Paradise. Never heard of it. There's no fucking morality or bullshit, good guys. You choose a faction, and they all have their own way of ruling the world. There's this part with zombie cheerleaders. It is so hilarious. This game's really smart. You have to be smart to play it. Yeah, in MMO, maybe if it's like EVE Online or something like that, then you have to map out trajectories for your ships or whatever. But zombie cheerleaders? What is it about zombies that he finds so hilarious? It's not funny. It's stupid. It's a stupid game made for stupid people that think they're smart, just like you. Just like Rick and Morty is a stupid show made for stupid people that think they're smart, like me. Oh crap, really really just showed my whole ass right there. It's full of puzzles and mysteries where you have to look things up online to even follow what's going on. So it's made for people that are smarter than you, who have created a guide online for you to follow. And then you go out and flex how it's only for smart people. Yeah, right, okay. Repeat this advertisement a few dozen times in your head. Roughly like that. Yeah, I mean, nothing's gonna turn me off quicker to a game than some neckbeard telling me all about it. Like, you should totally play it, bro. All he has to do is say that once, and I am out for life. The secret world, I was never interested, but now if it ever comes up, I will be like negatively interested in it. Speaking of Neckbeard Paradise, user Ethan Ralph is Fat is currently in the Twitch chat dropping bars. So we've been living most our life, living in a neckbeard paradise. Every guy's super nice, living in a neckbeard paradise. We eat tendies with fried rice, living in a neckbeard paradise. Little mini parody for you. Anyways, how about Skyrim, okay? As much as I deeply enjoyed it, my recommendation during a social outing to a mutual friend was interrupted. Never mind all that shit. Skyrim's great because there's no PC bullshit. I mean, you can get it on PC. Oh, you're talking about political correctness. Okay, well, I'm checking out of this conversation now. It's about normal men killing monsters and freaks. And most of the bitches are cooking and cleaning. You can roll a female character. You can roll a cat or lizard person. What are you talking about, dude? He's trying so hard to fit it into this cookie cutter mold that he's made for himself. There's some bitch singing in the tavern, but that's fine because I got naked mods. The naked mods make the game great, but the tits don't look real enough yet. Probably because the game's not benchmark enough. Fucking poor people pulling down system requirements.
Hey, you're finally awake.
Oh, M, you are insufferable in so many ways. How might I count the ways? We got a little dash of misogyny and racism in here. Also, yeah, the creep factor, classism, like all in one paragraph about Skyrim. I just love to hate him. It's so funny, dude. Woe betide the vegetarian at a get-together of my friends. You need to eat more meat, or you'll turn into a wuss. Grow some fucking hair on your ass. Eat some dead animals, and you'll club bitches and drag them back to your cave. But only the ones that I don't catch first. Wow, M, you are just the manliest man that I have ever seen. He wants to be that so bad. Does your masculinity hinge on eating meat? Do I enjoy steak? Hell yeah, I do, but guess what? I can also enjoy a salad. Gasp! Yeah, why not? Throw some chicken on it. It's good for you. You need something to brush that meat out of your disgusting colon, right? I'm trying to help you help yourself. Grow some hair on your ass like it's a good thing. How many people out here like a hairy ass? It's probably not something to write home about, but holy God, just such a short post. It's distilled cringe. One drop on your tongue and it shoots straight to your spine. It's just like, oh God, somebody like this exists? Yes, and there is a ton of stories about him. Let's be honest, is it really a true neckbeard story without a healthy dose of racism and sexism? I would say possibly not. We've also got Chris Trucker who, well, he does have that as well. But how about Sir Sam and oh no, he has that. Wolfbeard? No, they all have it. Basically everybody except Bowlerbeard. Bowlerbeard has been the one bastion. And I'm waiting for that series to continue too. Come save us from M, would you please? So we're moving on to the next tale. M gives dating advice. Oh. We got a taste of it in the previous story. Club a bitch on the head and drag her to your cave. Is that your dating advice, M? Somebody get me out of here. Good Lord. So this one goes back, way back, to my awkward and unpleasant to remember high school years. Oh, tell us all about it, OP. I will probably never tell people about my high school years because that is the time of largest cringe, honestly. I was a sophomore and M just started in a nearby college. Like many unfortunate souls at that tender age, I was full of hormones, but lacked the confidence to go up and ask the people that I like on dates. Yeah, I do recall that too, briefly. It was kind of weird that like girls didn't seem to have the same problem. I got asked out by girls more than I asked girls out, at least back in high school. Why is that? What's the deal? I guess they're just done with the hormone raging earlier and they're like, okay, I'm a human being now. Would you like to date me? Instead, I did many stupid and embarrassing things, but fortunately, nothing creepier than sending an unsolicited love letter. That's not even really that creepy. That's like a baseline level of creepiness, I guess, depending how many times you did it. But he said an unsolicited love letter. Singular. So I think you're safe, OP. M, however, was the pickup artist that no one asked for. Oh God, dude. Imagine them growing up in these days and times, all these pickup artist Twitters and YouTube channels and shit. He would probably be running one. Oh, trying to brainwash all these 12-year-olds into how to be ladies' men, right? That is some content we should cover. I'm gonna go dig through a pickup artist Twitter and just laugh my ass off. M was bragging about having a new girl every week, and I believed him. I had no reason not to. I saw a fair number of the people that he was with, for all of his bigotry and ranting about Mexicans taking over the country. Almost all of his girlfriends of the week were Latino. He hated that term so much, which is why I use it. To explain the contradiction, he had a handmade bio-truth lecture handy. Oh God, dude. It's fine to date whoever you want to date. Everybody has their own tastes and preferences, but to pair that with bigotry against the people that you have the taste and preference for, what are you doing out here? Step back and take a look at your life, bro. But I'm eager to hear about his bio-truth lecture, so yeah. Let's hear it, I suppose. Everybody get ready to get a lot dumber today. Mexican bitches have no standards. He's like dunking on himself at this point. That is so funny, dude. He's like, yeah, I crawled right out of the trash can and they'll bang me. Oh, it's already hilarious. They'll bang anything with a dick. They're stupid and emotional, so I don't keep them around. But they put out. Oh, M. How I wish you would just club people on the head and drag them into a cave. It's so much worse when you put it into words. How are you such a piece of shit? Oh, just sad. Denigrate an entire nation of people just because they were trying to form a connection with a heartless neckbeard. God damn, dude. I don't see any way of not making this sad. That is really fucking depressing. This continued on for a while. I lost interest in knowing anything about it long before he stopped bringing it up. But then he noticed that I was single. Oh, God. Here we go. Dating advice from M. Why don't you get some stupid bitches? Like he specifically continues to own himself. I don't know why you think only stupid, I mean, because you're M, probably it is only stupid women that he could get. But OP, I think he's destined for something better, isn't he? And OP says, I don't want just a stupid bitch. I want someone that I actually want to be around. Yeah, there you go. Forming a relationship. That's how you get that deep, deep connection. Anybody could go out there, pull a few hoes and blast through them, but it takes a real man to dedicate your life to somebody. That's what I'm about, especially these days. I did blast through a few hoes in my day, but it was all just fun. Young, dumb, and full of cum. What do you want? M says, what the hell's wrong with you? Is some kind of feminazi BS? Get that shit out of your head. Bang stupid chicks. Then maybe find a bitch who's worth your time. God. M would identify with this smegma male grind set that's going on recently. I couldn't wait to see M on Twitter in 2022. That would be a beautiful thing to witness, honestly. I am going to make that video. It's not going to be a Reddit. It'll probably crash and burn on my channel. Some people will probably watch it. But yeah, we going to dig through some Twitter accounts in the coming week. LP just says, fine. How do I start? OP, don't go along with this, man. This is bad advice all around. M says, first, stop pretending they're people. They're not. Jesus Christ. That's heavy, man. He's not even a human being. They're just fucking animals. Give them treats and they'll do tricks. Oh my God. I hope that this ends up with like some massive karma for M. I hope his life ends up just completely miserable. But the truth is, I know that he doesn't. In some of the stories that we've covered, he has a wife. He has a couple of daughters. His wife is subjugated by him. I guess maybe the real karma will come when his daughters grow up and go out to find men that are exactly like him. Get turned out, their heart's broken. They come home saying, Daddy, why did this happen? And M flashes back to his past and says, God damn, maybe I should have not been such a piece of shit around them. That's called a taste of your own medicine. I didn't even know from where to begin with that, and I was sorry I asked. And then he started bragging about the hot Air Force bitch with huge tits in one of his classes. Oh God, he is such a coon-brained little man. Hopefully she'll see through. Hopefully she's never gonna give this guy the time of day. I'm praying to Buddha, Jesus, whoever you pray to. Yes, do not let this happen. Do not give this monster what he wants. Because he is a monster, essentially. Going out here just using women up for his own purposes. It's not a good look. Not a good look at all. I didn't ask, but I got to hear each time we ran by each other, or when he bugged me on the phone, or when he was embedding himself in my network of high school friends like a tick. It was Air Force this and Air Force that. Does it not seem really weird to you that he's trying to embed himself into your group of high school friends? Is he trying to pick up on high school chicks, or is this just like a group of high school dudes? I assume it's dudes, because that's mostly what OP's talking about. He's super shy. So yeah, it's because M isn't able to make any friends in college. So I guess karma is doing its work on him. Most people can see through, but he is still just a real piece of shit. I don't know how to make it stop, but I hope that it does stop. Until one day, he had a bloody nose, and he was shrieking unintelligibly on the phone. My nose! His fake deep voice was dropped like a hot rock in favor of teary-eyed shrieking. It's just what I asked for. Thank you! See, sometimes karma works real quick. Sometimes you gotta help karma out, but other times it just drops in somebody else's lap. You fucking jarhead idiot hit me! Jarhead idiot hit me because I was better for his Air Force, bitch! He got his ass kicked by a Marine. Tried to pick up on the Air Force chick, but little did he know. Oh, that's beautiful. Yep, he was putting the moves on and either didn't know or didn't care that an effing idiot jarhead in that same college wasn't happy with the neckbeard competition. All it probably took was one punch, and dude never talked to that chick again. Results achieved. Shouts out to Jarhead. From that point forward, for all of his machismo, M hated military people. Especially enlisted personnel. I guess he presumed that effing idiot jarheads are in the military academy programs at that college to become enlisted. I'm glad he hates enlisted personnel, honestly. I'm glad he hates military people. Nothing has ever made me prouder to be in the military than M hating military people. Yeah, I was too. Hate me, M. Never try and hang out with me ever in life. We wouldn't have gotten along anyways, but this is just as good an excuse as basically anything else I could come up with. So yeah, again, shouts out to Leatherneck. Shouts out to Jarhead. Shouts out to Pookie. In any case, he would, from that time forward, brag about how he was Doogie Howser's character on Starship Troopers, and he would be glad to send jarheads like Rico to their deaths, or for the human race, boys and girls. Yeah, I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
He loved that movie absolutely to pieces, probably because it was his vision of the future, with him in charge, of course. I mean, the military leaders in that movie were idiots, but it's really hard to be an idiot on the level that M is an idiot. This is some absolutely ridiculous stuff going on. I'm glad we got some karma, like, in the same post. It's like, here he is, being a piece of human garbage. Oh, also, he reaped some punishment for his actions. Good. I'm so glad. I mean, nothing changed. Even a punch to his thick skull apparently couldn't get through to his brain. But maybe we just watch him get punched a few more times and everything's gonna be fine. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I don't know how it goes for the rest of this story, but I'm hoping he gets punched in every single last one. So we'll keep rolling on through and we will see how it goes. M the cafeteria pundit. Yeah, he got opinions on everything. Too bad they're the wrong opinions. They're the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but at least he's loud enough with those opinions that other people, normal people, know that we should not get anywhere near him. M had the remarkable ability to discover, in his own words and his own perspective, repulsively neckbeardy views. Some of them were already detailed, yes, even in this video. So I'll do my best to not repeat what I have already said, but with that in mind, a lot of this was the talk of the high school cafeteria. It was a small cafeteria, and no one was allowed to leave it. This was during the start of the great security theater and drug-sniffing dog fad of the turn of the century, until meals were finished, so he had a captive audience. Oh, God. What is he going to do? What could possibly be worse than what we've already seen? Again, I guess, like I said, he's espousing his views for everybody to hear, so normal people can steer clear. There were a few appliances in poor repair in that cafeteria. M once pointed at the microwave and said, "Look how dirty the fucking microwave is. Nobody gives a damn about it because it's public property. If someone owned it, then they'd give a shit about it, and it would be clean. Same with this school. If we owned it, then we would give a shit about it." Yes, M has just entered his anarcho-capitalism phase. He's like, we could fix the roads ourselves. Yeah, then you're gonna charge tolls in order to continue fixing the road, and then every road turns into a toll road. It all sounds really good on paper, M, but how do you get that accomplished fairly and quickly? Of course, he didn't specify how exactly the students would collectively own the school, unless by we, he meant he and his. Yeah, if this was my microwave, I'd force somebody to clean it. Why don't you put the onus on yourself to clean it if it really bugs you that much? That's too much work for M. Look at this crap we're eating! Easy way to make friends. The food sucks. Herder. What's the deal with airline food? Oh, funny thing. I missed that cafeteria food by the time I came back to that school to teach in it, and it was all replaced with privatized catering services that just reheated stale, nasty burritos and pizza and effectively shut down the kitchen. God, I've got such like a nostalgic weakness for crappy cafeteria food. You remember those chalupas, right? It's like a boat-shaped taco shell with just like meat and little sausage bits in it. And you pour hot sauce on top of it. God damn. Was it garbage? Hell yeah, it was, but we got used to it eating it every day. If I saw one today, I would buy it in a second. And I would devour it. There is a lot to be said for nostalgia, is what I mean to say. Anyway, M went on to say, why don't they let Carl's Jr. in here? We need to eat real meat. Did he really say meat like that? He probably did. Okay, so this is Carl's Jr., so we're dealing with the West Coast, right? I think it's Hardee's on the East Coast. Before the Wendy's Baconator fad, Carl's Jr. was the ritual manhood right of neckbeards at the time. I didn't know anything about this. This is going on the Neckbeard iceberg. Are we taking notes? Yes, we're going to make a Neckbeard iceberg video. No, I don't know when it's going to come out. But it's one of those other things that I have on my board. I'm planning it out. So yeah, I admit I like the Western bacon cheeseburger myself, but I didn't grunt and go at the table like some kind of Viking god relishing mead in Valhalla after eating one. Western bacon cheese, God, I miss it. Is that the one with the onion ring on it? Oh, I wish they had Carl's Jr. in the Philippines, bro. That is so good. Barbecue sauce instead of ketchup or some trash. Yes. Yes, give it to me now! I don't think I would moan after eating it too, but I would enjoy it quite thoroughly. And yes, M actually did exactly that when I saw him at the local franchise. Employees probably scared as hell, like, what's wrong with him? Should we help him? He even slammed down his drink cup and left a puddle on the table on the way out. Oh, just a pig in every sense of the word. I hate M so much. And OP, like, while he's a little bit spineless, at least he owns it. You know what I mean? He's not insufferable. We're talking mostly about M. These are the stories that I like. These are the stories that I missed. During another day, he pointed out the rather unfortunate, if voluntary, segregation. Ours was a rather white school, so the non-white kids seemed to have their own table in the corner. And you gonna point that out? You really think that's the way to go, Em? Okay. You'd think that a bleeding heart kid would be sad about it, or even try awkwardly to build a bridge between them. You might assume that a conservative kid might ignore them or think that they should stay in their place. Ooh. But M? Oh, M. M has the segregation as a bad thing, but in a very euphoric way. Look at them over there. The darkies and the freaks. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, we experienced it in the previous stories, but every time it pops up, I'm shocked, bro. I think OP and I grew up around the same time period, but I don't think any normal person ever thought like this. If they did, then they mostly kept it quiet. Maybe it's the fact that I grew up in California and my school wasn't like a rather white school. But I have never heard somebody say shit like this out loud. I mean, in real life. On the internet, you see it all the time, but I also convinced myself that those are mostly just edgelords, edgelord kids. I forgot to mention that the kids in wheelchairs or with special needs sat at the far end of that table too. So they're more accepting to people with special needs. Doesn't that make them better than you because they have a bigger heart? They're talking shit about us, laughing at their free meals. Look at them, glaring at us. They're gonna try some shit. I know it. Oh yeah, you better strike first, M. Are you serious right now, dude? Stay in your own lane, okay? If you want to build a bridge, that's great. Go over there, try and make some friends. I'm all about it. But if you're trying to, like, incite a race riot at a high school, oh, God, dude, he's so indefensible. The next one was especially grating to me. I can feel the hairs standing up on the back of my neck, remembering his voice saying this about the women teachers. Oh yes, we know how M feels about women by now. We are really diving into it today. Yes, our school had women teachers, big surprise, but M spied one apparently going easy on a girl who wasn't doing so good in math and was granted a redo the next week. Because she's a girl or because she's not doing well and requested the help? Because I don't think it was just a gender thing. You're just painting it that way because of your own twisted frame of reference. I'm like 90% sure. That's how feminazi stuff starts. They look after their own, like organized crime, like a military junta. That's a surprising word to hear coming from M, honestly. Just watch. In a few years, that bratty bitch will be wearing an armband and saying, "Cut off his penis!"
Oh my God! She cut it off again!
Are you, what? We have had, I think 2 videos about feminist leg beards that wanted to castrate somebody, but this dude just completely ironically saying this over a redo on a math test? Oh my God, bro. He said that in a nail-on chalkboard, shrill, screeching imitation of an angry female voice. I recall that year, his senior year, most girls ate just outside by the cafeteria doors, which also angered M, because the rule on paper was that students were supposed to stay inside until meals were finished. How dare those feminazis break the rules with the security guard allowing them outside when they should be in there with him, hearing his wisdom. I mean, it does seem pretty crappy that they're able to break the rules if nobody else is, but that's not M's reasoning. He's mostly making this a gender thing, which, yeah, I can't abide by that. Not one little bit. Last but not leastly, near the end of the year, M was signing yearbooks with quotes from Starship Troopers. No, he really does like that movie, though. Man and not Bug will dominate the universe. If bro signed that on a page of my yearbook, I'd rip the whole fucking page out. I can't do it no more. I'm sorry to anybody else that was on that page, but I'm not gonna look back at this in 10 years and have to remember that. It's so cringy. Would you like to know more? To a girl that he probably wanted to creep on. Did he leave his phone number? That's most of what my yearbook says or whatever. KIT and a phone number that is fucking disconnected. Duty means citizenship, or however that line went, to a painfully unaware but well-meaning transfer student. That's hilarious. I think that was supposed to be like a fight and die in war for me, ha ha ha, kind of thing. Oh my god. Just the worst type of human. He moved on to a college when I was still in high school, but it wasn't all that far away in a small town, and that is another story. I guess the story that we read before this one, so a little bit out of order, like I said. But it's fine. It's all cringe. It is all very, very deep cringe. Ooh, boy. I don't think there was a single point in his life that M was not an insufferable cringe lord. Like, I don't use that term lightly. To be a lord of cringe is certainly something that you have to work to achieve, if it can be called an achievement. But we have gone through all the points of M's life in this saga so far. He was a cringy kid. He was cringy in elementary and high school and college, and then he grew up into a whiny man-baby cringy adult. He never got better. Even to this day, these posts were made 6-7 years ago, and even to this day, I'm willing to put money down that he has not changed even in the slightest. I really would like an update from user angryDM. I've tried sorting through their Reddit profile, but it is just a whole lot of political stuff, and I guess he's not too interested in talking about M anymore. I would shoot him a DM and ask, but he hasn't even posted anything for 5 years, so I guess it is just what it is, and there will be no redemption for M. And honestly, he doesn't deserve it. I don't want to see him get redeemed. I want to see him get punished for his horrible thoughts and actions, but I guess a punch in the nose is all we're going to get for this video. Let's continue on. We'll do a few more posts and then I'll wrap this thing up. It's already growing a bit long, isn't it? M and Professor Snark, Lords of the Grape Harvest. Oh, we haven't heard about Professor Snark before, although there are also a lot of Professor Snark posts in angryDM's Reddit history. We might have to dip into those at some point. All I can really think about when I read that title is like, I Love Lucy. You remember when Lucy's like stomping in the grapes? No, I'm just really old? Okay. But go watch I Love Lucy though, that's a great show. So with Thanksgiving done, I figured it was a good time to share a tale of M and Professor Snark in one place at the same time, inseparable for the day. Thanksgiving. This isn't this year's Thanksgiving, as I had a diplomatically sound reason to wish some friends and family well, and instead went with another invitation that was provided. I sort of miss Thanksgiving, honestly. It's been 5-6 years since I've been able to sit down with my family, celebrate Thanksgiving, whether it's diplomatically sound or not, which with my family, it never is. But we don't yell or scream, we have logical conversations. So yeah, don't take it for granted, is what I'm trying to say. To KIA neckbeards lurking and getting ready to howl, yes, it was the human female that I live with and have a relationship with her and her family. It's a violation of Chanaranon culture. There's some cringe from OP right there. You can't get away from it. To mention any sort of positive social interaction, and that's too bad for them. Because you violated quote-unquote Chanaranon culture on a Reddit post? God, dude. You don't even need to acknowledge it. Move past it. Why'd you mention that at all? Anyways, the previous Thanksgiving that I went to, that was the one with M and Professor Snark. It followed the basic expectations, fancy imported everything, especially the wine. Oh yes, the wine! The entire meal with a trifling delay for the wine. I mean, you could walk in there with some $2 chuck. Wine is wine as far as I'm concerned. $2 a bottle, $200 a bottle, I don't care. I'm gonna drink it. Happy Thanksgiving, you fucks! How could wine be a neckbeard thing? Well, anything could be a neckbeard thing if you want me to really get poetic about it. I'm glad you asked. I believe anything with sufficient unfounded superiority and obnoxious lack of tact can be a neckbeard thing, and wine is no exception. I am totally on board with what OP said just now. There are neckbeards that are elitists about cars and whatnot. It has transcended nerd culture, and I refuse to let it continue being boxed in. So I'm with you, OP. I'll die on this hill. So picture a huge, lengthy table set up specifically for the Thanksgiving meal, with multiple families linked by marriage or linked by aggressive invitation and promises of free food to high school and college acquaintances. I think there were about 20 people, but my memory's still pretty foggy there. It was loud, boisterous, lots of clinking tableware, glasses of cider, the works, but then one side of the table continued to speak, and an invisible weight of silence pushed across the rest of the table, all the way down to the end, over the course of an hour. M, twirling the wine in the glass like he was rehearsing as a wine snob in a movie. Yes, I just watched Sideways. Good. You watched one movie? Why don't you go ahead and make that your whole personality? This one is trying very hard to be authentic, isn't it? Oh my God, we're having some big brain time over here. Professor Snark. That's because it was brought in a gift basket by one of your well-meaning blood relations. Oh my God, they're both insufferable. No wonder the cringe, the silent cringe has overtaken the whole table. Just listen to these two assholes sit there and sniff their own farts, right? Please make it stop! M's dad gave a silent glare. Yeah, as he should. Maybe kick M under the table. Hey, not cool. M, if it isn't real wine from a real cellar, from a real vineyard, I could tell. This is just sour grape juice. What's another word for sour grape juice? Oh yes, wine. It's still wine. Like I said, $2 chuck. I don't care. I'll drink it. I am not the snobbiest wine snob. I'll drink wine from a box. You bring some fucking Franzia over here. I will make sure it's gone. So right, it sounds like his whole life is just sour grapes. Isn't that right? Isn't that fitting? I'm grateful to hear it. And OP sat there just saying, so is all wine, you pretentious asshole. But only said it with my facial expression, because I was trying very hard to be diplomatic. I mean, why are you following the social contract if they aren't? You know what I mean? There's no point at all. Throw that out the window and say what needs to be said. Hey, down there at the end of the table, shut the fuck up. You don't like the wine, don't drink it. Professor Snark.
Oh, to be charitable. To the average consumer, a fancy label makes for fancy wine.
Why don't you guys get up from the table, go to the bathroom, go blow each other. That will be far more constructive than whatever the hell is happening right here, right now. M.
Eating shit every day makes some shit taste better than others. But I haven't eaten shit in years.
Weird flex, but okay. So ridiculous. At this point, M's dad gets up and says something about back problems. You're his father. If anything, the father should be the one to put the son in his place, right? Oh, you don't like the wine that I brought for your Thanksgiving? Give it back. I'm gonna go drink it on the front porch and think about what a waste I had for a son. And then everybody goes, oh, and then the whole table goes silent. This conversation, it's over. Yeah, shut it down. I am not the one. At this point, Professor Snark smirks, pointing fingers silently for a moment at M's dad. Yeah, you see what you've done? And you don't even feel the least bit bad about it? God, you guys are both pieces of shit. I can't wait to bite into Professor Snark during his own saga. M raises his hand as if to say,
that's enough flogging of the peasant. Hey, wife, I know it's probably a waste, but show him the real thing that we got from France last time we were there.
I hope next time you go, your plane fucking crashes. Poor M's wife. So put upon. There's just no end to the suffering, is there? M's wife starts pouring wine, but from one end of the table, a few more get up and leave. Yes, everybody abandon this bullshittery. M twirls his glass a bit more.
Sometimes I wish I could remember what it was like having an underdeveloped palate. Because I was born a peasant.
You're still a peasant. You got a peasant brain, pigeon brain, coon brain. You are a nobody no matter how rich you get because inside you're ugly as shit, right? Let's all keep that in mind. Professor Snark says,
it's a shame you weren't born rich. You wouldn't know what to miss because you'd have class.
M's pompous, you got me there style chuckle. More people start to leave. I also start to leave, and half of the table remains. Professor Snark,
they can't even be bothered to savor the experience. They just swig it down and leave.
Yeah, that's why they're leaving, dum-dum. You're so out of touch with what's going on around you. It's pathetic. M,
yeah,
glassy-eyed expression.
You too? You want a soda instead? Maybe from a baby bottle?
Forced chuckle from his own clever ribbing. At this point, OP also walks out the door. Good, let's all abandon M so he can just keep up his little wine snobbery. Eventually, him and Professor Snark are just gonna blow each other. I'm like 90% sure. It on a cosmic timeline, anything is inevitable. There's something weird about having roughly half of a Thanksgiving gathering continue to converse outside in the cold without a word of why they left and went outside, but there we all were. I mean, you should have kicked them out. Like I said, they're the ones defying the social contract. None of this is okay. Get them up and out. Just drop some firebombs. Come on. I understand it's Thanksgiving, you're trying to play nicey nice, but they weren't playing nicey nice, so At some point, you gotta give it back to him. Thanksgiving did wrap up as normal, otherwise, with one more thing I remember. M's wife, after heading outside to check on the guests, said, "I didn't know you didn't drink wine. Did you try any?" Oh, that's why M's wife married M. She's kind of stupid. She doesn't pick up on clues very well. OP just says, "He's a wine snob." M's wife, "Yeah, he gets like that, but it would have meant a lot to him if you didn't make a scene by leaving." You don't tell me how to live my life. Why don't you go rein your fucking husband back in before you come out here and tell me some shit? Now I'm all bucking on M's wife. Now you got me all kinds of amped up. Now I'm just dropping vitriol everywhere. You be the judge. Is it more proper to bow and kiss the toes of the lords of the grape harvest? I would say certainly not. There's no way that you should be capitulating to a guy like this. He's trying to sit there and flex, and if you let him do it, it's never going to stop. I guess the right thing to do was getting up to leave if you weren't ready to drop a firebomb in dude's living room. I mean, at least drop a firebomb on his wife. Tell her how it is. Tell her why you left. I'm not the one that made a scene. Can you not see that it's your husband that caused all of this, that ended the entire Thanksgiving dinner? You think everybody wants to be outside in the cold? Nah, we going to Denny's, bitch. Anywhere but here at a certain point. It is a horrible and awkward situation to be in, but I mean, you got to deal with it how you got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You don't bend over for a guy like this, because then you're going to have to bend over every time you see him. So it's best to nip it in the bud. I know you've known M for literally your entire life, basically, but it's never too late to start saying no. The sooner you say no, the less awkward it is. But at a certain point, OP, you gotta find your spine and do more than just walk out. Just tell M how it is. Call him out on his bullshit. Lay it down quite flat. And that is what I'm hoping for some point of the M Saga, but I don't know if it will ever happen. Perhaps this is the most catharsis that we'll get out of OP, and I guess I'm okay with that too. Remember, M got punched in the nose. That was funny. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, I hope that you like, comment, and or subscribe. Maybe share the video around if you should like, or one of the previous videos that we've done. Yes, we've had a lot of M stories on this channel because they're relatively short. Put 3-4 in a video. It's good stuff. We've also got links in the description, of course, plugs, playlists, podcasts, you know, Spotify, iTunes, whatever. I'm everywhere, including Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Twitch, where we live streamed this entire thing, had a couple of raids. Shouts out to them peoples for coming through. We've also got my Patreon, of course, and my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons, whom I would like to thank, as I do every episode, Jerry much. So thank you! Wire.pn Jerry, Darth Luscious, Harley Hohen, Repent the Squirrel, Robin L. Waits, Camille Sarah, Chancellor Blue Kraken, Malama Man, Roxanne Wolf Sip Jerry, Conrad Ingy, Captain Clown Jerry, Destiny Piper, Aaron Jerry, Alexis Smith, Esteban, For Auld Lang Syne, Jerry Crusader, Jerus Vault. I love it. Might be the end for IOARY. No! Gave me Steve B. Tom with a bag of bottles with that. Tell Jerry, beg for forgiveness. Didn't even give fuck though. Silent Revolver PCB, the original Jerry, take Jerry, Jerry's Kitsune, to 11 Jerry, the two Jerrys, a very tired Jerry, I feel it, a Justy Dargonian Jerry, and Frankenberry. That's a hiding bitch, isn't it? Aspen XO, Assassin Bug Jerry, Bang Bang, Aurora Wildheart, Grizzly, Baby Jerry, Bailey Joy, Bearded Jerry, Bitch Brown, the Blade Hair, Blip Blue Jerry, Catholic Jerry, Chelsea Kitsune, Commander J Tank, Confederate Jew, Dennis Dayton, Dr. Lux, Duck, just Duck, Emergent Jewel, Air, East Mars 50, Frozen Double Studio, Fire Drake, Gypsy, Hadrian BR, I'm Slim Jerry, yes I'm the real Jerry, Irish Pirate, made port to find a stowaway, but I had to weigh anchor when I heard the frightful shriek of a beard she. Iron Hollow, Irradiated Jam, Itchy Nuts, Just Fat Bro, a pimp named J Crisp, JM Coon, Jerry Blacktail, Jerry Nice, Jerry Evil, Jerry Now Llama the Trucker, Jerry Beans, Now Green Apple, Jerry Berry Flavors, John Hero John, Jerry Jingleheimer Schmidt, oh my god, this is my name too, Crowhey, Cuddly Cracking, Legitimate Girth, Miss Monday, Lord Jerry, like and subscribe, a Lady Nix, the next to the last Jerry Bender. Marvel says ReddX can't produce Naruto. I have to sit here and take this. Oh, yes, I do, because you're a patron. Say whatever you need to. Melgar the Destroyer, Metal Fenta, Needless King 89, Nightmare Jerry, Paragon Soul, Phantom of the Pines, Jerry Jerry Beth, Queens, Quaaludes, and Quagmires, Ramtide Lacramates, Rose Jerry Miller, TSM Kirby, Sarita the Lolita, Sassy Octopus, Scarlet Kevin, Serena Moore, Sergeant Gay Cop, Bringer of the Law, Silo Imp, 70 Good Nurse, Sign After Boomstick, Brilliant Tomato, Tapioca Blue, Tato Fair, Tenton Monster, the Italian Greyhound Dino, the Little Sue, who are Trufusky, trying to find another mom to get back to the real world. Hey, you probably don't want to blow into that balloon knot. Unbusy B, 3 Prime, Vanguard Angel, Viking Jerry, Void the Comment Destroyer. Oh, snap, look out. You're gonna see it down there. Wikitext, Wilmax, Zephyr the Gargoyle, or Clay. It's Jerry time. Ultra ReddX Morpher, Self-Reflections. Comrade Mooney, Kira, not another Jerry, but he is though. Zero, Redwood, Non-Viper, Saint Blessing, Third Step, Venom Jerry, Jace Christensen, One Leg Jerry's leg was stolen by Peasant, Normal Jerry, Active Transformation Belt, Einstein, Tolman Rider, Beard Grease, Admiral T-Tank, Amber Alder, Another Stupid Hipster, Tom and Jerry Zilla, Babsy Coon, Bartender Keelia, Blueberry and Apple Pie, Broken Spine, Horseradish, the original different Jerry, that's Cake Jerry, California Jerry Girl, Shepherd Sevenlock, Chicago and Panda, Cody, secretly a Jerry operative, Corey does art, sometimes, Corporal Admiral, Lieutenant Princess, Furry Woo Jerry, something like that, Cryptides, D Crazy, aka SCI Jerry, Devon Jerry, Death Tuna, Dopamine, Dane Jerryus, Dwarfy Dude, Ghost of Alpha, Hekanot, Jane Andrew Jerry, Jeffrey, Gerald of Rivia, Jerry and Tom versus Happy New Year's, We'll Be Apocalypse, Jerry the Sussy Baka, Jerry's mom has got it going on. Check out the mustache on Jerry Older Rivera, Jerry Roxers, Jerry Role Playing Game, Judge Jerry and Executioner, Keaton Tails, Kid Marvelous, Defender of the Innocent, Enemy to the Bearded, Kitsykin, Life of Guardian, Little Ann Woods, Lucia Lovecraft, Mama Chia, CD, maybe next time, Milk Fed Get, Miss Duchess, Not Invisible Angel, Raptor Art, Seldom Dark, She's My Jerry Pie, Sky Mara, Ravenswood, Snary, that's Snom Jerry, Snowman, with his best in life, to crush your neckbeards, to put them feet to Jesus, to hear the lamentations of their body pillow. Smooty the Rogue, Spooky Scary Jerry Todd, Techno Dubs, the original Jerry, not, to Infinite Jerry and beyond. We're on the way. Unkale, Underwater Movies, formerly the X Card, Unfortunate Jerry Screaming, the Nookie's latest magical girl transformation, make it stop. Throws 2 liter Mountain Dew, grow my neckbeard, grow. It's Jerry time, holds ReddX Morpher, hygiene. It's Jerry time, holds ReddX Morpher, humility. And of course, thank you to my gorgeous $1 patrons as well. Blessed be to all of the Jerrys and not Jerrys alike out there. If you can afford to sign up on the Patreon, help me out just a little bit more with paying the editor, the thumbnails, all that stuff, I would be massively appreciative. But if you can't afford to do it right now, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope that you come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoyed today. Maybe like watching some more ReddX videos, right? Or you could buy a bottle of $2 Chuck, just some good cheap wine, and get nice and drunk. I enjoy that too, sometimes. Anyways, always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I shall see you in the next one, and until then, friends, bye-bye.